Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And we continue our work in covering all of Hindemith in the Overflow room. I've got a ton of Hindemith upstairs, too. This is our 14th video in this Hindemith survey. I'm really kind of thrilled because he just isn't getting the attention he deserves anymore. So at least now there's a chunk of stuff that maybe some people will discover and realize just how much there is to have fun with it, experience it, that's been recorded. It's such a terrific legacy. So we begin with, the complete wind concertos on CPO. Now this is in the big boxes of all the orchestral music, but like I said, those were released separately. So we have the clarinet concerto from 1947. It's only 13 minutes and 48 seconds long. The horn concerto, which has a speaker. There's a poem attached to the last movement about, playing your horn and hoity-do and all that German stuff. The concerto for trumpet, bassoon, and strings. And then this wonderful, from 1949, concerto for flute, oboe, clarinet, bassoon, harp, and orchestra. There could be such a wonderful coupling done of that and Richard Strauss's last works, like the duet concertino, those small little works for winds and chamber orchestra, those concerti. And it would be such a fabulous difference to contrast the styles of Hindemith and Strauss. It really would have been fun. I think they hated each other. Anyway, it's the Frankfurt Radio Symphony again under Werner Andreas Albert, because, the Strauss stuff was only a couple of years earlier than this. They were exactly at the same time. You'd hear two very, very different styles in kind of similar-ish repertoire. Anyway, that's just me. It's an idea. So that's CPO. Then we've got, the Bamberg Symphony under Karl Anton Rickenbacher on Kochschwan, or Koch, as we used to call it over here in the USA. The complete ballet, Nobilissima Visione, which most people don't do. We only hear the suite, but it's well worth listening to. The suite actually contains more of it than you think because Hindemith attaches different sections of the ballet to make longer movements in the first two movements of it anyway. But here's the whole thing. So that's really enjoyable. And then the suite of French dances, which is really a strange little work that nobody knows. And here they are. It's kind of like, again, do this with the Poulenc Suite Française, and you've got Hindemith doing it and Poulenc doing it. And of course, you could do the Strauss, not Rameau, the other guy, Couperin orchestrations as well. That would be a fun disc. Yeah. Anybody listening out there? Here's some projects. The performances, by the way, are very good with the Bamberg Symphony and under Rickenbacher, but go find the disc, and it's like lots of luck. Another CPO, the Four Temperaments for piano and strings, that delightful ballet, which is really cool, which is also a theme of variations, which is also a piano concerto. That's delightful. And his actual piano concerto from 1945, which is really a good piece. People don't know it. People don't pay attention to it. Nobody plays it. It's the finale is based on a folk song medley, subtitled Tre Fontane, and it's really fun. It's got a violin solo and a piano thing with Siegfried Mauser and Frankfurt Radio Symphony under Werner Andreas Albert. Really, really a fine work. You should hear these. So that's good. I mean, the piano concerto, there are a few other recordings of it, thank God, but it still doesn't get nearly the attention that it deserves. Oh, yes, Wolfgang Sawallisch and the Philly. Remember this? Wonderful performances. Symphonic Metamorphoses, Mathister Mahler, Nobilissima Visione. The same coupling as on the Naxos disc with New Zealand Symphony and Franz Paul Decker. Also very good performances. But this was one of Sawallisch's nicer Philadelphia productions. It really was. It's very, very good and well recorded. And of course, it's long out of print and, why bother? Yes, exactly. String quartets. Oh, here are the other string quartets with the Kochian Quartet. We talked about this way, way, way back at the beginning because the rest of the quartets came in a 2-disc box. But here we have numbers 1, 2, and 6. which is great. Yeah, finally. I knew I had these somewhere on Praga. I knew I had the rest of this edition. I just couldn't find it. It was tucked behind the wall of Hindemith, because Hindemith takes up like a whole shelf, and then there's more going into the double CD depth shelf behind. So yeah, there is. It's a very, very fine series. The works themselves are wonderful and very, very interesting and highly varied, and expressively rich and worth hearing. Hindemith was a violist. He was a string player. He knew what he was doing. Goodness gracious. String trios on CPO. This is not in the box of all the orchestral work. 2 string trios, one from 1924, which is Opus 34, and one from 1933, which has no opus number, with the Deutsches String Trio. One is 20 minutes, one is 24 minutes. They're substantial works and extraordinarily well written and definitely worth listening to and getting to know. So there's that. And last but not least, yay, the piano sonatas with Glenn Gould, the last in his Hindemith survey. He did, you may recall, Das Marienleben, and some other goodies like that, and with soprano. And then he did all of the wind and brass sonatas, all the brass sonatas for brass and piano, which we talked about in the last video. And here he's doing the 3 major piano sonatas, which are wonderful works. And he plays them just fabulously because they're very contrapuntal. And he has a grand time just tinkling the ivories and singing along in his carefree way. Gould's Hindemith is absolutely fantastic. So there you go. And we only have a couple more videos to go, and we will be through with Hindemith. And I will miss him, and I'm sure you will too. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.